Last year, I used my felt scraps to make this beautiful fall wreath, and this year I'm going to do the same to make a colorful Christmas wreath. It'll be mostly the same steps with a little bit of changes here and there. This is a great project to use up any of your small fabric scraps. It doesn't have to be only felt. Now let's start with materials and tools. For this wreath, I'm selecting a bigger embroidery hoop as the base, and this one is 10 inches in diameter. You can use a glue gun to keep things stable if you would like, but I'm not going to use it. Then if you're planning on hand sewing, you'll need a hand needle and a matching embroidery floss. Next, you'll need a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, and some jute cord. Finally, we need our main material, which is fabric scraps in variation of Christmas colors. I'm using felt fabric scraps since they are not gonna fray, and I have plenty of these from my previous projects. You can use any fabric you have in hand. Now let's start with cutting the felt pieces into irregular size pieces like this. The ones I cut here are 1 to 2 inches in size. We are gonna need a combination of colors, so make sure to cut pieces from all different color varieties. If you are using regular cotton fabric scraps, make sure to add pieces from all different fabric varieties. As I said in the beginning, felt fabric doesn't fray with time, but if you are using regular fabric scraps, it will fray. The good thing is, it will give a different vibe to your wreath. It will have a more cottage Christmas look. After you have cut enough felt pieces, now it's time to attach all these into 2 separate long straps. If you're hand sewing, this is how you are going to place things. Place an edge of one piece on top of the edge of the other piece and sew those together. Same goes with the next piece as well. Place the next piece on edge of the previous piece and sew those together. The line is going to continue like that until you get enough length. Since hand sewing takes a lot more time, I'm going to use my sewing machine for this project. Even here, things are going to assemble the same. Place the pieces connecting their edges in a continuous line and sew them together. Do a little back stitch at the beginning and then sew straight. When connecting the next piece, keep your needle down and raise the foot. Then place the next piece or several pieces aligned and lower the foot. After that, you can start sewing again. The important thing is you need to mix your felt colors to create a colorful felt strap. Color matching plays a major role in creating this wreath, and you can go for your specific theme by just changing the color. For example, if you are looking for more of a winter vibe, add more white felt pieces. Only select white and red felt colors if you are going for candy cane theme, and if you are like myself and you wanted to get rid of your felt scraps, you know what to do. Add a little bit of all Christmas colors. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm gonna make 2 of these fabric straps, and the length of each strap needs to be 40 inches or more. So keep your measuring tape close to check the length from time to time, and it doesn't have to be precise. To be honest, I wish I had made it a little longer so the bow ties look more prettier. So I would say keep yours about 45 to 50 inches in length if you are using a 10-inch embroidery hoop. When you think you got enough length on your strap, do a little back stitch and securely end the sewing. Finally, trim any hanging threads, and you'll need 2 of these fabric straps to create the Christmas wreath. Things will get much faster and easier if you can use a sewing machine to make these straps. Now it's time to create the Christmas wreath. Take one of the straps and leave 10 to 12 inches hanging from one of the ends. start to wrap the remaining strap around the hoop in a twisted manner. Hold the hanging strap piece steady at its connecting point while you are wrapping the other end around. Wrap halfway of the hoop and it will leave you another 10 to 12 inches of spare fabric strap. Leave that part as it is, and these fabric ends will be needed to tie a fabric bow at the end. Now take the other felt strap and do the same with that one. Here is something you need to consider. If the strap end of the first strap points towards the inside of the hoop, make sure to start the second strap end pointing towards the outside of the hoop. That way it will make it easier to tie the bows later. After that, you can wrap it around the remaining hoop part. If you feel like you can't keep things steady just by holding, you can go ahead and use your glue gun. Actually, it's not that necessary, so I'm gonna skip that. Once you wrap the other half of the hoop, it'll also leave you another 10 to 12 inches long strap at that end too. Now it's time to tie knots at both sides. Even on this side, two straps need to be pointing towards the opposite directions in order to tie a knot. So when you are wrapping around the hoop, keep an eye on that, and if not, simply adjust the things on that end. Tie strong knots on both sides first, and you can then carefully make two beautiful bow ties as well. Now this is why I said I wish I made these straps longer. Then I'll get more fabric area to make bow ties. Holidays are the joyous time of the year, but it can be expensive too. So if you have a bit of time and some fabric scraps laying around, why don't you give this one a try? This is so simple and easy to make, and it costs you almost nothing if you already have an embroidery hoop as well. You can create this for your personal use, to sell, or even to give away as gift. Now if you are fine at this point, you can go ahead and hang this Christmas wreath. But I'm going to go one step further and tie several jute cords here and there along the wreath. Cut about 10 inches long jute cords and tie them in several places of the wreath. This will serve a decoration purpose, and it also gives a bit of extra stability to the felt straps. If you used hot glue, that won't be a problem anyway. But I think adding a bit of jute cord gives our wreath a natural touch. Finally, for the hanging, you can use another piece of jute cord by creating a small loop with a bow tie at the top. Even though it's officially fall and Thanksgiving season, I saw a lot of people already hanging their Christmas decor as well. So I guess it's about time for you to create some beautiful Christmas decorations like this one. I hope you like this video and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for more holiday and Christmas craft projects.